Hare Krishna. Let us understand Bhagavad Gita as it is, written by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Bhagavad Gita has 18 chapters. So let us understand these chapters section by section. Before we begin the discussion, let us offer our prayers to our spiritual master, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada and Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Today we will be understanding the second section of the 16th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Second section is from Shloka number 6 to Shloka number 24. This section is entitled Demoniac Qualities Explained. So let us understand this section. Lord Krishna has explained divine qualities in the previous section, and he had just mentioned few demoniac qualities. In this section we will understand Lord Krishna more elaborately describing the demoniac qualities. So Lord Krishna says to Arjuna, Dvau bhota sargau lokesmin daiva asura eva cha daivo vistarashaf proktan asuram partha me shruno. O son of Pritha, in this world there are two kinds of created beings. One is called the divine and the other demoniac. I have already explained to you at length the divine qualities. Now hear from me of the demoniac. So in the previous section, Krishna had listed 16 divine qualities which are conducive for liberation and self-realization. So that was very nicely explained by Srila Prabhupada in the purport. So in this section, now Krishna will be describing more elaborately about demoniac qualities. So Krishna says, Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha janana vidurasuraha na shaucham na pichacharo na satyam teshu vidyate. Those who are demoniac do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Neither cleanliness nor proper behavior nor truth is found in them. So here Krishna is mentioning that demoniac people, they do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. So human beings, they are supposed to know everything from the scriptures and lead a life according to the direction given in the Vedic scriptures. But demoniac people, they don't have any faith in Vedic scriptures. They think that this whole world, it is made of matter. This whole world is created by some ignorance. By a combination of matter, life has developed. So they don't know what to do, they don't know what not to do. They act according to their own desires, according to their own personal interests. They want to achieve more and more sensual pleasures. They make sensual pleasure as the aim of life. So in this way, they just do whatever they like according to their own interests. And further it is told here, na shaucham, they are not having any clean habits. Their behaviors are all very unclean. And na pichacharo na satyam teshu vidyate. Neither they tell the truths. They change their words as they like. They are not interested in revealing the truths. For their self-interest, they go on telling lies. So in this way, demoniac people, they live. And further, their unclean habits are they indulge in wine and women. they live for just for enjoying sensual pleasures. For that purpose, they indulge in all unclean activities. So that is their unclean behavior, and they go on telling lies for the sake of their own personal interest. So these are some demoniac qualities. Further, Krishna says, Asatyam apratishthante jagadahoranishwaram aparaspara sambhutam kimanyat kama haitukam. They say that this world is unreal, that there is no foundation, and that there is no God in control. It is produced of sex desire and has no cause other than lust. So this is the understanding of demoniac people about this world. They have their own theories of how this universe is created. Everyone has his own theory. Generally they say that this whole material creation is born of matter, and life has automatically come by the combination of some matter. They don't understand the difference between matter and spirit. For them everything is same, and they don't have any understanding of God. They don't believe in existence of God. They don't believe that God has created this whole creation. For them their understanding is everything has happened by chance, and they only live for enjoying sexual pleasures, and for them there is no life after death. It's all happening by chance. So this is their understanding about life. Further, Krishna says, Etam drishtim avashtabhya nashtatmanolpa buddhayah prabhavantyugra karmanaha shayaya jagato hitaha. Following such conclusions, the demoniac who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence engage in unbeneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world. Because the demoniac people, they don't believe in Vedic scriptures, they don't believe in God. They think that life is meant only for sense enjoyment. So they want to protect their own selves and their own relatives and friends and their own society. So there is always enmity between one individual and another because they want to enjoy sense pleasures. There's competition in achieving the objects of sense pleasure. So there's always enmity between one individual to another, one society to the other society, and one nation to the other nation. And they threaten each other by creating very, very dangerous weapons like nuclear weapons, which will actually destroy the whole world at any time. So indirect, this particular verse hints about this type of inventions which are already made in the society now. So that there can be war and mass destruction because of the demoniac nature of people in the society. So further Krishna says, Kamamashritya dushpuram dambhamanamadhanvita mohat grihitva sadgrahan pravattante ashuchi vrataha. The demoniac, taking shelter of insatiable lust, pride and false prestige, and being thus illusioned, are always sworn to unclean work, attracted by the impermanent. So here further qualities of demoniac nature is being described here. So here, kamam ashritya dushpuram, they are always lusty, and their lust goes on increasing because they don't have true understanding that I am spirit, soul, part of God. They think we are all these material bodies, and gratifying the bodily senses is the aim of life. So by such understanding, they live and dambhamana madanvita. They want respect, they're very proud of themselves, and in this way they're fully illusioned, and their whole life is miserable because of tough competition and enmity. Their whole life is miserable and horrible, and they engage in unclean works, and in this way their lives are always miserable and horrible. Further, Krishna says, Chintama parimeyancha pralayantamupashritaha kamopabhoga parama etavaditi nishtitaha asha pashashatairbadha कामक्रोधपरायणाः ईहन्ते कामभोगार्थम् अन्यायेनार्थसञ्चयान्. They believe that to gratify the senses unto the end of life is the prime necessity of human civilization. Thus, there is no end to their anxiety. Being bound up by hundreds and thousands of desire, by lust and anger, they secure money by illegal means for sense gratification. So, this is the quality of a demoniac person who is ignorant about the self and ignorant about who is God and what is the purpose of creation. Those who are ignorant about spiritual knowledge, they think that I am this body. To gratify the bodily senses, they indulge in all unclean activities, and they don't follow any rules and regulations given in the scriptures or even the laws of the society. They don't follow, and they somehow or other want to earn more and more money, and they want to enjoy in sense pleasures, especially sex and women. They indulge in all unclean activities like meat eating, gambling, intoxication and illicit connection with the opposite sex. In this way, they lead very, very horrible and miserable lives. So further, Krishna says, Idam adhyamaya labdham imam prapsye manoratham idam asti idam api me bhavishyati punardhanam asau maya hata shatrur hanishye chaparanapi Ishvaroham maham bhogi siddhoham balavan sukhi adhyo bhijanavanasmi konyosti sadrisho maya yakshe dasyami modishye iti ajnana vimohita. The demoniac person thinks, so much wealth do I have today, and I will gain more according to my schemes. So much is mine now, and it will increase in the future more and more. He is my enemy, and I have killed him, and my other enemy will also be killed. I am the Lord of everything. I am the enjoyer. I am perfect, powerful and happy. I am the richest man, surrounded by aristocratic relatives. There is none so powerful and happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifices, I shall give some charity, and thus I shall rejoice. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance. So, the thinking of a demoniac person is nicely described by Lord Krishna in this verse. So, further Krishna says, Aneka chitta vibhranta mohajala samavritaha prasakta kama bhogeshu patanti narakeshu chau. Thus perplexed by various anxieties and bound by a network of illusions, one becomes too strongly attached to sense enjoyment and falls down into hell. So those who do not believe in scriptures, those who don't believe in God, and who want to lead a life of sense enjoyment, their future is dark. They perform all sorts of sinful activities for maintaining this body and gratify the bodily senses. Their future is they will lie down to hell. So that is described here by Krishna. Atma sambhavita stabdha dhanamana madanvitaha yajante nama yajnaiste dambhena vidhipurvakam. Self-complacent and always impudent, deluded by wealth and false prestige, they sometimes perform sacrifices in name only without following any rules and regulations. So demoniac people, just to show off that they are great, they perform some sacrifices which are not according to the Vedic rules and regulations, just to make a show only and attract more and more followers. So further Krishna says, Ahankaram balam darpam kamam krodham cha samshritaha mamatma paradeheshu pradvishanto abhyasuyakaha. Bewildered by false ego, strength, pride, lust and anger, the demon becomes envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in his own body and in the bodies of others, and blasphemes against the real religion. So these are the qualities of demons. They don't believe in God, they don't follow any rules and regulations, they don't support any, they are very, very envious of people who are devotees of God, and they harm the devotees in various ways, and they're always against true religion. They're very, very blasphemous against any person who is religious. So such are the demoniac qualities which are described here by Lord Krishna nicely. So Krishna says, Tanaham dvishatah kruran samsareshu naradhaman kshipamyajasram ashubhan asureshvyeva yonishu. Those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among men, are cast by me into the ocean of material existence, into various demoniac species of life. So those who are demoniac, Krishna will put them in demoniac species in the next life, and they will degrade into more and more lower species. One may wonder, if God is all merciful, then why is He not merciful to the demoniac people? Actually, God is all merciful, and sometimes the Lord appears, sometimes the Lord shows His mercy against the demoniac by killing them. When the Lord kills demons, the demons whom the Lord killed will get liberated from their demoniac life. For example, the Lord appeared as Lord Rama and killed the demon Ravana. The Lord appeared as Lord Nrsimha Deva and killed the greatest demon Hiranyakashipu. They all got liberated. The Lord appeared as Varaha Deva and killed Hiranyaksha demon. So even demons are shown mercy by the Lord by killing them. So the Lord is all merciful. So further Krishna says, Asurim yonim apanna mudha janmani janmani mam aprapya iva kaunteya tato yantyadhamam gatim. Attaining repeated birth amongst the species of demoniac life, such persons can never approach me. Gradually they sink down to the most abominable type of existence. So further Krishna says, Trividham narakasyedam varam nashanam atmanaha kamah krodhas tatha lobhas tasmade tatvayam tyajet. There are three gates leading to this hell: lust, anger and greed. Every sane man should give these up, for they lead to the degradation of the soul. So these are the three gates leading to hell, that is lust, anger and greed. So we should give up these low qualities, base qualities, and in that way we can be very safe and advanced spiritually. So Krishna says, Yetar vimuktah kaunteya tamodvarai sribhir naraha acharatyatmana shreyas tato yati param gatim. The man who has escaped these three gates of hell, O son of Kunti, performs acts conducive to self-realization and thus gradually attains to the supreme destination. So these three qualities, lust, anger and greed, should always be avoided, and we can avoid these three qualities only by cultivating Krishna consciousness and understanding that I am not this body, I am spirit, soul, part of Krishna, and engaging in devotional service to Krishna. One can conquer over lust, anger and greed. Lust arises because of ignorance of the self. We all want to enjoy. If we think that we are the body, then we will automatically want to gratify the senses, and the senses will never be satisfied. When the senses are not satisfied, anger arises. And greed is the quality which destroys one's whole life. Because of ignorance of the self, one goes on accumulating more and more wealth, and there's no end to it. How much wealth will we go on accumulating? So these are the three gateways to hell. One should overcome these three qualities by practicing real religion, by practicing Krishna consciousness, by regularly reading scriptures like Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, associating with devotees, understanding what is our true existence, the purpose of life, understanding Krishna, we can overcome lust, anger and greed very easily. So further Krishna says, Yash shastra vidhim utsrijya vartate kamakarataha nasa siddhim avapnoti nasukham na param gatim. But he who discards scriptural injunctions and acts according to his own whims attains neither perfection nor happiness nor the supreme destination. So one should always act according to the scriptural injunctions, because scriptures are perfect. So we are always imperfect in our understanding because of our own limitations. But scriptures are beyond the limitations of a human being. Scriptures are coming directly from the Supreme Lord who knows everything. So by following the scriptures, we can become liberated from this material entanglement. So we should always stick to the scriptural directions as explained by a bona fide spiritual master. In that way, we have to mold our lives to make gradual spiritual progress. So further Krishna says, Tasma shastram pramanante karya karya vyavasthitau jnatva shastra vidhanoktam karma kartum niharhasi. One should understand what is duty and what is not duty by the regulations of the scriptures. Knowing such rules and regulations, one should act so that he may gradually be elevated. So Krishna is recommending here that we should always be guided by scriptures and act according to the directions of scriptures, and we should not act whimsically. Acting whimsically means, even though one knows what is right and wrong, if he doesn't follow those rules and regulations himself in his practical life, he is called whimsical. So by acting whimsically, we cannot achieve perfection in life. We should always try to follow the rules and regulations, and by trying to follow rules and regulations, we get that strength to follow them even more nicely. In that way, we can make spiritual advancement and ultimately achieve perfection. So in this age of Kali Yuga, the best method is to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. By regularly chanting this Hare Krishna mantra and performing Harinama Sankirtana, we get all the required spiritual strength and direction to advance spiritually and achieve perfection in life. So this chapter ends here. We will understand the next chapter, chapter 17, in the next session. Hare Krishna.